Welcome to Trine Astrology. I'm Janine Kane. Today I'm going to be going over the June weekly forecast for the 21st through the 30th. We have many shifting energies this week, but they're going to be some really stabilizing positive energy this week. I feel like it's going to be a nice reprieve from the last couple weeks during the eclipses that's been so scattered and intense and mutable. So the main things I'm going to be looking at this week that are really beneficial to the energy shifts happening. We have Venus-Neptune trine going exact on Monday, and this is Venus and Neptune are just different octaves of each other. Venus is love and Neptune is divine love, and so with them trining, it's some really positive energy, man. It's just going to be really great. And then with the Venus-Neptune trine, the Neptune infusing itself into Venus right before Venus's entry into fun-loving Leo, man, this is just some really positive energy happening. On the 22nd, we have Mercury going direct, which is a very positive thing. It's going to help put our ideas into action. So the things that we were reflecting on in the last few weeks during the Mercury retrograde, we can start putting those into action. We also have the full moon in Capricorn at 3 degrees and 28 minutes of Capricorn. This full moon is very yin energy. It occurs when the sun is in Cancer after the summer solstice, and now we have the moon opposite of Cancer in Capricorn, just infusing us with this energy of surrender. It's almost like we feel like we're being washed by cleansing water, nice cleansing warm water, dipping our bodies into a nice cool bath during the summer. So this is a very nice settling energy. It's going to be helping us ground ourselves in a steady, patient effort toward meeting our goals and self-development. And also some really neat energy going on this week. We have Neptune retrograde, and with the Venus, like I said, going into Leo, we're going to be moving our attention toward source consciousness. This is also very much Venus-Neptune trine that begins off our week. And also with Venus going into Leo, it's about having fun, being creative, and being playful. All right, I look forward to sharing what's going on this week. So let's get started. On Monday, June 21st, we begin the week with Venus and Neptune trine going exact at 23 degrees and 12 minutes of Cancer and Pisces. Starting our week with a deeply introspective energy. Venus in Cancer's highly emotional sense is being infused with the great Neptunian depths of universal consciousness, encouraging deep connection with source and introspection. This Neptune infusion of self-compassion, divine love, is infusing its energy into Venus before Venus's entry into Leo, which will occur on Saturday, June 26th. On Monday, also, we do have a T-square with the moon. Like last week, let me pull that up. Like last week, the moon is forming a second T-square with the Saturn and Uranus square. The difference is this week that the moon is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is it's about deep levels of emotional introspection and deep levels of emotional intensity, and that is being T-squared, or that is creating of T-square. The moon in Scorpio is squaring Saturn in Aquarius, and Saturn is squaring Uranus, and the moon and Uranus are in opposition. So that's what's creating this T-square here. And with the moon in Scorpio forming this T-square with this, we're going to feel a deeply emotional connection with the dynamic energy of this Saturn-Uranus square, which brings about challenges between the necessity of tradition, that's Saturn, and the need for invention and growth, and that's Uranus, as we all face the rapid changes occurring in the digital milieu. Let's go to Tuesday. So on Tuesday, June 22nd, Mercury goes stationary direct at 16 degrees and 8 minutes of Gemini, the constellation for which Mercury rules. So the exaggerated malfunctions in technology, the delays in travel and communication mishaps that have occurred during this Mercury retrograde the last few weeks will ameliorate as Mercury is changing directions. The time to reflect and redirect our mental energy from the outside in is coming to a turnaround where we can take what we've been reflecting on the last few weeks during this retrograde period and put it into action. So our focus, our attention, and that will gradually unscatter. But with the Mercury and Gemini, the mental energy is still going to feel a little bit erratic, excitable, intellectual, and conceptual. But this is an excellent time, though, to start working on projects that you've been procrastinating on. Still, the shift in energy will be a gradual shift because we're still going to be in the Mercury retrograde shadow period, which is a period of time where before and after the retrograde, where Mercury revisits the degrees it covered during the retrograde. So this remains in effect from June 23rd through July 7th. Moving on to Thursday. This is our full moon day. So on Thursday, June 24th, we have our full moon at 3 degrees and 28 minutes of Capricorn. Capricorn is the sign of the Great Father, the disciplinarian, and the protector. So the moon represents our emotions and our intuitions. So with the moon in Capricorn, highlighted by the opposition of the sun in Cancer, our emotions will feel more constrained, a little more boundaried. The Capricorn full moon occurs during the summertime when the sun has entered into Cancer after the summer solstice. So the yang energy of the summer heat is mellowed by this yin axis of purpose with the Capricorn Cancer full moon here, both in yin signs. So as such, this energy is going to be helping us focus. It's going to be about concentration, and it's going to help us to have control over our impulsivities. It is a time of steady advancement, a structured cardinality. That's what this Cancer and Capricorn axis is about. We are reminded to slow down, to take your time in fulfilling goals, and to reflect on things that have been accomplished. You are reminded to be patient with progress and enjoy the process of work, self-development, and relish in the small achievements. So this full moon is really about slowing down, steadying ourselves toward what our goals are, and appreciating the small achievements along the way. So whatever area that this full moon falls in your chart, that is the area of life that you are asked to slow down, reflect, and take note of your accomplishments. You are asked to balance a desire for success with a sense of achievement with the small things. So disciplining ourselves, but don't be hard on ourselves. So there are several aspects that are influential during this full moon, and they include the Sun-Jupiter trine, Venus-Pluto opposition, and Saturn-Chiron sextile that all went exact the day before on Wednesday. So let's take a look at that. So the Sun-Jupiter trine went exact on Wednesday at 2 degrees of Cancer and Pisces here, is infusing a sense of optimism and faith into this full moon. Jupiter, the planet, is a planet of enthusiasm, faith, good fortune and hope. It's reminding us that our steady hard work will pay off in the future. With Jupiter going retrograde in Pisces trine the sun, we are encouraged to trust our innermost self and have faith in the future. Let's take a look also at the Venus-Pluto opposition that is part of this full moon here. So let's take a look at where is Venus. There she is. Okay. So as we can see here, Venus and Pluto are in opposition at 26 degrees of Cancer and Capricorn. We are challenged here to balance our values and ethics, that's the Venus here, with the inner and outer transformations happening. That's Pluto, the transformation. So as long as our ethics and our values are in alignment with what is a true and integral to our path, the challenge between these two planets will be easier. So we need to keep true to ourselves. You need to keep true to yourself. We are encouraged to feel deeply. That's the Venus in Cancer, because Cancer is very nurturing and very emotional and very feels very deeply. And so we are encouraged to feel deeply and align ourselves with our innermost truth. And that's that Pluto there. So that's infusing itself into, that energy there is infusing itself into this full moon. Also, we have some awesome healing energy going on with the Saturn-Chiron Sextile. This Saturn-Chiron Sextile, it's important because we have two outer planets that are creating an aspect. So let's pull that up here. So Saturn-Chiron Sextile, right here. Here's Saturn in Aquarius, sextiling Chiron here in Aries. This happened once before this year on February 9th. This full moon is infused here with this Chiron and Saturn sextile with very healing energy. Sextiles are very exciting energy. It's just like boom, 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 boom. It's very exciting. It's almost like fireworks. So we're getting infused with this excitation of healing energy. Saturn in Aquarius is encouraging hard work and diligence as we face our wounds. That's the Chiron in Aries. So as each one of us have the courage, that's the Aries energy, the courage to heal our individual wounds, that's the Chiron in Aries, the whole of humanity has the potential to heal too. And that's a message of this sextile, Saturn-Chiron sextile. So as we heal our individual wounds, we're healing the whole of humanity, basically. All right, moving forward on to Friday. Let's pull up that chart. So on Friday, June 25th, Neptune is going retrograde at 23 degrees and 12 minutes of Pisces. Neptune, which is already an inward directional sign, residing currently in its home sign of Pisces, watery Pisces, reaches even deeper down into our unconscious depths, encouraging us toward deeper levels of introspection and healing. We are encouraged with Neptune retrograde to have compassion for ourselves and others, and to surrender to the unknown parts of ourselves and to the unknown that occurs in our life. So that's a very positive energy, again, moving us toward even more deeper yin energies of introspection and healing. So that's very much the theme this week. Let's move on to Saturday. On Saturday, June 26th, Venus is going to be entering into the sign of Leo. So this is a refreshing conveyance from the watery and emotional Cancer, moving our feelings, values, and relational experiences from the emotionally and familiar focused Cancer to the fun-loving, creative Leo. So this is a wonderful shift in energy. And I'm sure each one of us is going to feel more like playing, having fun, and doing things that bring out creativity or bring out our creative sides. So this is going to be a really fun shifting energy. And with Venus having been infused by that healing, loving, compassionate energy of Neptune, we can move forward with our creativity with that infusion of Neptune's compassion and loving side. So that's really beautiful energy this week. We're like opening it up and closing it up with some really awesome shifts. We do have a challenge going on here as we move into the end of the month. We have on Monday, June 28th, Venus is going to be quincunx Jupiter here. It's going exact at 2 degrees of Leo and Pisces, Jupiter and Pisces. So this quincunx energy is the most challenging because the two planets in the signs involved have nothing in common. So like Leo is fixed, it's fiery, it's yang, and Jupiter in Pisces, Pisces is watery, it's mutable, and it's yin. So they don't have any way to communicate to each other. So with Venus in Leo, it wants to have fun. The energy is full of enthusiasm to be creative and go out and be a part of things. Jupiter in Pisces expands the need to go in deeply, seek quiet, seek alone time. So we're going to be challenged here to balance these two necessities of extroversion and introversion. But yeah, it's a really, really wonderful energetic this week. So future highlights. Next week, I'll be looking at Mars-Saturn opposition, Mars-Chiron trine, Sun-Saturn quincunx, Mars-Uranus square, the Sun-Chiron square, and the Moon-Uranus conjunction. So next week, we're going to be shifting from this more stable energy into a little bit more challenging energy. We're dealing with Mars and Saturn. Mars is like our will to action. It's intense. It's fiery. Saturn can be have boundaries, limitations. Sometimes it can be a very heavy energy, and they're in opposition here. So, and then we have Mars Chiron trine. So we got some maybe some healing going on, but it's going to be a little bit more shifting from the more positive into a little bit more heavier energy next week. So I do look forward to going into that. And really appreciate you joining me again for another weekly Trident Astrology Weekly Forecast, and look forward to you joining me next week. Blessings and love.